Hello everyone, my name is Derek Luby. I'm the creator of Jetlag Learning, of SimCEO, and I'm also a high school principal. And so I see a disconnect today between the skills we want for the 21st century and the type of learning that kids experience in schools. And I want to share a product with you that I think bridges that disconnect. So here's what I want to see, is a generation of entrepreneurs. And I don't mean kids who know financial literacy or business skills. I'm talking about kids who can think, who can solve problems, and who can see problems. These are kids that learn by doing, and they learn for doing. And I think if we want kids who can think like this, then we really need to change the environments we give kids. We have to move beyond software tools that just help kids get to the right answer, because I think that's the wrong goal. We have to look at open, flexible, creative environments, just like the real world, where kids have to use content knowledge as a means to an end. And we've created a classroom market simulation called SimCEO, and in 3 steps I want to take you through how it works. In the first step, kids create their own company, and they do that just by answering simple questions like this that we provide. And of course teachers can add their own questions. Secondly, they can research those businesses online. And lastly, they buy and sell shares in each other's companies. And this is what changes the share price dynamically. Now, the teachers can do some back-end share price manipulations, but the kids are going after 2 goals at the same time that you can see here. So this is a simple model, but it changes the way learning happens in some powerful ways. First of all, the audience is authentic. It's not handed into a teacher. These are the student investors who are reading. So if you think about it, we have kids creating and we have kids evaluating each other simultaneously. It's both competitive and collaborative. And pedagogically, this is the real world learning we want. We have kids creating solutions. We have their actions interact with each other. So it's problem-based learning mixed with all the great things of games-based learning, like the dynamic feedback and the immediate feedback they get from the share prices. And lastly, by combining business and investing together, we think we teach both topics better. And it's a simulation that empowers teachers, not just business teachers, 4th grade teachers, history teachers, economic teachers. We want them to create assignments and news articles that target specific skills so that we can engage kids in their content. So we, of course, provide some generic assignments and news articles for the simulation for teachers to use. But you'll see the 4 teachers listed here. And they each have their own content standards they want to integrate. And we encourage them to put their assignments, the work they've done in math and economics, right into the simulation. Okay? That's what we want. That's our goal. And imagine a whole group of econ teachers sharing articles and assignments into a SimCEO library where they can now share and use each other's content, for instance, for different ages. The reason we share this is because it's easy to confuse us. We are not a content provider. We are a context provider in collaboration with the teachers so kids can do authentic work. I'll give you a moment to look at our business model. Of the 5 companies today, we are the smallest and earliest. But we are looking for investors and partners that can help us get into more classrooms. And we've got an attractive, affordable rate to help us grow quickly. Our business plan is broken up into 3 phases. We definitely see ourselves with 2 freemium models that we want to add, and we want to scale this so it gets in the hands of every kid, because this is the kind of learning we want every kid to experience. And lastly, we believe we can leverage this kind of learning model by developing other products like it. Now, we talk a lot about 21st century skills, but basically there's 2 camps they fall into. We have content and assessment of skills that are recall, and we have Google Docs and things like that where we're aiming for collaboration. But SimCEO fills the middle. We finally have a way that teachers can take content and integrate it using the 4 C's. That's what we want to see. We think this is the learning that everyone needs to see. We're here navigating next, and we're looking for investors and partners that can partner with us and take this to the next level. Thank you very much.
Thanks, Derek. Our first question will be from Laura.
Sure. So first of all, I applaud a product that is responding to the body of research around 21st century skills. And I get this, get it in spades conceptually. But if I had $1 for every time somebody had said teachers create, I'd probably be able to fund you. How do you know that what they create is going to be any good? How do you know what the outcomes are going to be? How are you going to measure it? How do you know that's really going to have an impact on a child's learning and mastery of content?
It's a good question. And I just would reiterate this. They've been teaching this stuff for years. They teach 5th grade Civil War. They teach economics. They are integrating their when we say create, we're giving them a context to push the traditional assignments that they've done, and they're giving kids the context to authentically apply those skills. So it's we don't measure their quality. We're giving them an environment that kids can apply those skills authentically. It's the same work that they've been doing for years.
You're assuming a level of content fluency on behalf of the teacher.
In terms of economics or Civil War, the content they've been teaching, yes, they have that. That's what
that limits your audience a bit, but it's good to understand.
Yeah.
Good question.
Yeah, I guess my question is similarly aimed at kind of the utility of this across a broad market, right? This is you're offering project-based learning. It's essentially a project-based learning tool for teachers to use that kind of takes advantage of some of the economics and game theory type things. But it seems to me like that would require some professional development to implement, and then I think there's this question of its efficacy versus the reality that while you might not agree that bubble tests are the right way to go, they're here right now. So as a teacher, I only have, I might have 118 standards and 140 days of instruction. I need to do something. So can you talk to how broad is this market? Is this really just kind of an economics professor thing, teacher thing, or is it broader than that, and why?
I don't think it's just an economics thing. I see this as a cross-disciplinary thing that could be integrated anywhere. Certainly there are more applications on the entrepreneurial economic side, for sure. But in terms of, can you repeat the first part of your question? I'm sorry, I lost you halfway.
I'm just wondering about the size of the market, quite honestly. Yeah. I mean, and for the price point that you have, is it really you're here in front of a bunch of folks who want to scale businesses and capitalize on the market.
Yeah, I think it's the kind of thing that can reach many teachers. I think teachers are clamoring for that missing piece because we talk about 21st century skills a lot, but in the end of the day, it's bubble tests that drive it, and that's the unfortunate reality we're in. I'm hoping as we navigate next, there are some people out here in the audience that can help us take the steps, because if we don't change education, this is about, it better be this group or somebody else like this group. But I would also argue this. With an authentic context that kids are applying skills, I would like to believe that they're going to learn and remember those bubble test answers even better than through drill and kill.
Thanks. We have 30 seconds.
Yeah, and actually, I think Hugh kind of framed the question as well. I was just curious about, it seems rather niche-y from my perspective as it's framed as SIM CEO, and yet you clearly have some grander vision for it as an environment for project-based learning and engagement beyond that. So with the 2 seconds left, it was more an observation than a question, but nice presentation. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thanks very much.